Hello everybody, this is Oliver from Neo, and today we are going to do a comparison of two stem teas. One stem tea is coming from a Gyokuro plant, so a long shaded tea, and one is coming from a sencha. These two teas have essentially very different taste profiles, and I want to guide you through them. On this side I have the Karigane or the Gyokuro Kukicha from Mr. Sakamoto, so this is this one here, and on the other hand we are having the Kukicha from Yakushima, so from Mr. Watanabe, a very famous farmer from the island of Yakushima. So what is the main difference of these two teas? On the one hand, we have the Gyokuro Kukicha. Gyokuro, as some of you might know, is a long shaded tea, and it is also known as the tea of the emperor. So the emperor often waited until autumn to enjoy his tea because they wanted to be sure that the tea that they are drinking is of the very best quality, and only the very best quality could be and stay fresh until autumn. So this is a Kukicha, which is coming from Kagoshima, from the farmer Mr. Sakamoto, an organic green tea farmer specializing on Gyokuro. On the other hand, we have the sencha from Mr. Watanabe. Mr. Watanabe is also a farmer which is completely going for organic green teas, so all their green teas are made from organic tea plants and also from the south of Japan, but he's from the island of Yakushima. Yakushima, known for its beauty of nature, the harmony, the balance of the people living on the island of Yakushima, which is around 2 kilometers south from Kagoshima with the boat, around 5 hours with the normal boat, 2 hours with the speedboat. And what you can see there are really beautiful landscapes, and it's just an amazing island. And on this island you really feel that the people who live there really try to conserve the nature, the purity of the island for the sake of a long lasting beautiful nature, and also diversity of animals on the island. So this tea here is coming from a sencha. We are talking here about 7 days of shading, while for the Gyokuro we talk about 21 days. So if you have ever have tried a tea, I think when you're going for the long shaded tea, or if you have tried a Gyokuro, especially in this case, you know that the Gyokuro is known for its savory, round, full-bodied taste, while the sencha often gives a lot of a freshness, gives a lot of kind of a more citrusy flavored note with it. Kind of the main difference of these two tea is really that the Gyokuro, while being shaded for 21 days, the leaves get much darker. So this I can show you just here. When you have the Gyokuro, these are the Gyokuro leaves, so very beautiful. And on the side I can just show you the sencha leaves, and when you look closely, so I bring this a little bit closer, you can really see that the Gyokuro leaves, so this one here, are much darker, and this ones here, so from the sencha, are a little bit lighter in their green. So this is the main difference of Gyokuro, really covered off 21 days, the last 7 days not seeing any light. Meanwhile the sencha is partially shaded, so still seeing a little bit of sunlight, and this then drives the color intensity in the green of the Gyokuro, and here you have a little bit of a lighter color. But now let's go directly into the tasting of this tea. So I brought 2 times a black Tokoname Kyusu, exactly the same model for both teas, so that we can really make a fair comparison. Of each tea I have around 5 grams which I use. And I'm gonna fill it with water, and both of the teas I will do them for a little bit more than 1 minute. Good, so now we have made the brewing for 1 minute, and we're really gonna pour the tea directly into the glass. So both of them I will do it the same length of time. So voila, good. Then we have these two teas. So what is the main difference already when you look at the liquor? So here we have the Gyokuro glass. Here we can already see that the tea is a little bit dark, a little bit more intense in kind of the green color. And here we got a tea which is coming from the sencha with a little bit of a brighter color and going a little bit more in the golden color or tone color. But what I'm interested in now before I drink the tea is actually to have a smell on the leaves. So let's have a look. So first the Gyokuro. So you can see it is a nice stem tea, a mix of leaves and stems, and the tea leaves quite dark in comparison to sencha, a little bit lighter in the green, not too much, but a little bit of a color difference of these two teas definitely visible. Now let's go into the smell of the leaves. So here I definitely have a nice grassy tone. So in the Gyokuro, I smell a little bit of fruitiness, a little bit of kind of banana pear. This is a little bit the fruitiness which I smell with this one here. And now let's go for the sencha. Here much more kind of the green sweet corn flavor. It nearly has a little bit of a roasted burnt tone in the nose. So a little bit of a slightly fermented, slightly roasted flavor, even though this tea is not roasted at all. A little bit of the greenness is coming through, but most of the things I smell is really this roasted flavor. Now let's go into the tasting. So first sencha. I get quite a nice green flavor of this tea. There's a slight tannic note to the tea as well, and I have a little bit of a tannin flavor, so it gets a little bit dry in the end, a slight citrusy note as well. Very beautiful, very light, very bright in its tones. It's not like a full round body. It's kind of a fresh, sweet, a little bit tanninic, citrusy note. So quite in on the fresh side. This tea remains really fresh, and I would say also vibrant, a little bit lighter, refreshing notes. And now I want to see against this how the Gyokuro tastes. So let's have a look. So much more sweetness, so much more roundness, so much more kind of body of this tea. There's really a sweet note. Fruitiness is clearly coming through. Then I have this tingling of the umami driven by the theanine, so the amino acid, so amino acid rich tea. I also taste a little bit the banana, slightly the pear. So much more sweet, much more round, much more character in a way. Here we get really a light freshness, a light dancing freshness with the citrusy hint. Here we really got this round, full-bodied fruitiness, a little bit coming from the banana, the pear. So everything is kind of blended together in more of a sweeter tone, and here much more in a fresher tone. But now let's go to the second brewing. Let's go. 20 seconds, more than enough. And let's give this one here a go as well. So what we can see, again, more golden, more green dark green, so the Gyokuro still has a slightly stronger color. And now let's see what the water or how the liquor is tasting like. But first maybe we have a look. Here we get a little bit more of a kind of a roasted flavor, so the Gyokuro is now turning a little bit more into a roasted flavor. Maybe I can show you just how it evolved. Quite interesting. Still the banana, still the pear, a little bit of green grassiness, and a slight kind of fermented flavor. Let's go in here. I'm gonna show you again how it looks like. So nice green, still good mix of the stems and the leaves, but here much more this kind of slightly burnt flavor. It's very, very interesting. So here we really got a little bit of the fermented kind of notes, a little bit of this fiery notes. Pretty interesting. And now let's go into taste. Now this time first the Gyokuro. Still a very sweet, fruity note, a little bit more this minerally taste coming out, a little bit more of tannic flavor as well. So it changes a little bit, it shows a little bit more on its minerally side, and the sweetness drives down or blends down or goes down a little bit. But still this fruitiness, then also got a little bit this savory note coming in, a little bit, nearly a little bit this salty breeze, slight. So this is the very interesting thing about a tea which is amino acid rich, is really it goes in different directions. You can have this fruitiness, this sweetness, and then a little bit of a saltiness coming in. So it really bounces around from sweet to a little bit salty. So it's a very, very interesting tea. And this is what I like personally a lot about Gyokuro, and you definitely can taste the Gyokuro notes in this stem tea. This what's making this very beautiful. Now, going to the sencha. Much more of a grassy, much more of a tannic, a little bit this dryness. I feel a lot the minerals, the citrusy note coming in the end. So just a much fresher tea in its being. It's really kind of invigorates my body. It really gives me kind of an additional energy, while this one is really soothing with the sweetness, a little bit showing the minerally side, but still very sweet, very round, very calm, while this one is really invigorating, fresh, waking me up. So this is the main difference of these two teas. Quite interesting for the second brewing. But now let's go to number 3. Good. Let's have a third and last brew of this too. And let's see how the taste evolves. Also, only 20 seconds. Second and third brewing don't really need a lot. Not that I mix it up. Good. This is number 1. Good. So here again we see more golden and stronger in the green tones. First, again, this time the sencha first. So it's a little bit leveling down in taste. I have much more of the tannic side. I have a little bit of astringency now coming in. So it turns much more in this citrusy flavor profile. It's even getting more refreshing by the end. A little bit of sweetness swinging in the taste, but the citrusy kind of a little bit slight astringent note is definitely the strongest. Now in the third one. So all in all, this tea, a really refreshing tea. And let's see if the Gyokuro changed a little bit. And this density of the water, it's really, really impressive how this strong amount of amino acids really gives a density to the water, and it really glides smoothly over the tongue, while this one here tingles a little bit. So this is quite an interesting difference as well between these two teas. And here we definitely have a kind of a long ongoing fruitiness. We have a little bit of the minerally side, but it didn't change a lot from the second to third, so I would even say you can do a fourth or even a fifth with this one here. Here I kind of feel that the taste is fading a little bit away, but both teas definitely go easily up to 3 steepings, and then over time they will definitely lose in flavor. But here definitely sweet, round, full of flavor, different flavor profiles of sweet, a little bit of salty, a little bit of this marine note, but very, very round and smooth in your palate, while this one here is definitely a refreshing, citrusy, slight grassy tea. So here we got more the refresher, and here we got a little bit the kind of smoother and smoothening tea. So here is kind of the smooth guy, and this is the fresh guy, I would say. So very beautiful teas, very different in their characteristics, even though they are very, very similar in terms of what they are, coming from stems, having been shaded, both of them, but this one just 21 days and this one here only 7 days, and this finally makes in the taste a huge difference. I really hope you like this one. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, we will put out videos on a regular basis from Japan, and me tasting these beautiful teas which I receive regularly. So stay tuned, see you soon, and thanks a lot for watching. Bye.